What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Newage David, their version of a Legend Scale Optimus Prime. Now, this is actually a brand new mold. We did get the Ultra Magnus Octavian, which was the cab for Ultra Magnus, which went inside as a core robot. This is not the same. This design is slightly different, both in the chest area and the leg area. Just to show you that, here is the mold for Octavian. I'm going to do a review on these two. This is the Nemesis version, but you can see the legs are designed completely differently on the back. The chest is actually also different. I can't show you without taking it apart, but just trust me, the chest and the inner design of that is different. So you did get a new mold here from Newage for David. They did not copy Ultra Magnus. So let's take a look at the cab here. Really nice details, fully painted here in the red. You got the translucent for the glass all the way around. Silver here detail for the grille and lights, and then the yellow paint here for the fog lights. Painted rims, black tires. Here's the back. It is relatively smooth compared to like MP44. It doesn't have a lot of junk. It's a little junk back here on the feet, but overall nice and smooth. And it kind of becomes a flat surface, which I really like. It does roll really nicely. And of course, you get his trailer. So here's the trailer. No Autobot symbols on either of these, obviously, for copyright reasons. This is the third party. Here's the back. You get some taillights there. Very similar to the MP44 trailer. I was really shocked at how much this was like that. But you do get these stands here, so you can fold those in. Come to Optimus here, or David here. Open this up and just give it a little bit of gap. That'll allow you to take the peg, get that in there, and then squeeze it together. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get it squeezed, so you have to put a little effort in there. But there you go. There is David with his trailer. Beautiful looking trailer there. Rolls very nicely, and overall looks good. Now, it wouldn't be Optimus without his opening trailer. So you open up these doors here. You can open up this part here, and there is the repair bay and the drone and everything. And of course, we've got to have a roller. So here is Roller. He's got a little bit of red paint here for the light, a little bit on the wheels, and that's basically it. This one does roll as well. Just beautiful quality. It feels really nice. You can take Optimus off of here, and you can take Roller, flip him around, put this on here, and yes, of course, he can haul that trailer, which is very nice. But for now, we'll take these stands out and set this down. You can also set it on these if you want to. You fold these out and then fold these down. Just like that. And he can stand up like that. So here's the trailer. I was really surprised at how much this thing does. Just insane. So number one, you get the traditional gimmick. The drone can fold up. He's got the little arm. You can't open up the little pincers here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. But speaking of that, you can open up the cockpit here. It's a little tricky to get it open. I have trouble getting it, but there you go. There's the cockpit. Nice translucent blue. It is painted blue up here. Get the radar dish, of course. But that's not all. So, as Newage, they always go above and beyond. You come to the bottom here and you push on these two little blue pegs. That'll give you a lead to pull this out. It's a little tricky. You might want a spudger or something to just pop it up. And yes, it does come out. For what reason? To combine, which is crazy. So go ahead and take this part out, and you got the little wheels, and you can see they're going to fit together. So I'll put those together, and now you have your little drone vehicle thing, just like you had with MP44. I mean, that's crazy that they integrated that into this. Really, really impressive. You can't have this stand without that, so you just fold these back, and now it can stand up without that. Standalone little base, you can put Optimus there. Now, of course, he's got the little fold-down ramp here. So if you want to put this in here, you can. If you want to put roller in here, he sits nicely in this little groove, so you can actually put him in there and close up the trailer and leave him in there, just like that. So really nicely done, nicely integrated feature here for this part. So in here, you can apparently store some things. Let's see if the gun fits in here. No, that's not going to fit. What about this? That looks like it might fit. You may be able to fit some hands in here, maybe. So that might work. Let's see if this works. Looks like it will. They don't know if this was intended. They don't talk about this in the book, so this is sort of me just sort of guessing. Let's see if this will close with those things in there. Yes, it does. So you can use that as storage. The gun, I'm not sure where it would go, but it doesn't seem to fit. And for size comparison, there is David next to the New Age version of Nemesis Prime. This is the same mold as Octavian. And then we've got the Hasbro Core class, which I guess is Legends class. I don't know, maybe not, but you can see the cab is a similar height, but the length and the overall width is a little bit smaller. But just to give you a sense of how big is this guy. Alright, now let's get David transformed into his robot mode. Pretty simple transformation, but yet complex as a transformer. So I really like what they did here. So go ahead and open up these, and we'll just set this aside for now. We do have roller inside there and some of the accessories. Alright, now that we pull this apart, you can just leave it apart. We're going to unpeg these from the side. And make sure you do that before you pull this all the way apart, because you're putting stress on that, so you don't want to stress that out. Open this up, fold the gas tanks to the inside like that. And you can open up the legs, fold these panels up. I'll just do one leg at a time. So fold this panel up, unpeg the foot from right there, pull this down and straighten up this panel. Rotate the foot 180 degrees. Close this panel down. You're going to take this gas can here on the inside. It's going to make the gas can for his robot mode. And then rotate the leg around the other way. Now that'll allow us to peg in the leg to this piece. Open up his heel spur here, and that'll kind of give you some room to get it all pegged together. All right, rotate this panel around and fold the kind of half circle here that was used to put the trailer in all the way down, so that's going to make part of his leg. And make sure you get that all the way in. Alright, now this is going to fold down. It's going to cover up those wheels on the side, and then fold this down and peg it in, and that really secures everything. Alright, and there's one leg. We're going to rotate this to the other side because we want this gas tank on the outside. And that's one leg done. So it looks really complicated, but it's actually relatively simple. I did this without instructions the first time, so that tells you this is relatively simple. Same thing on this side. I'm going to go a little faster. Rotate the foot, open up the heel spur, come down to here, fold the gas tank over, rotate this panel around, fold this down, peg it in to the side, rotate this around, close this panel up, peg it in, fold this, oh, and we forgot to do this, sorry. You got to do this first, otherwise it's not going to fit, so make sure you get that down and in before you close it up. What's happening here? There we go. And then close that panel up, rotate the leg around so you have the gas tank on the outside, and there are his legs all done. Really just cool. Bring down this butt flap here. That's going to make the back of his robot mode. It's on a double hinge, so you got to fold the double hinge Make sure you get that all the way down like that. You can see his ab crunch there. All right, but leave it open because we need a little space to work here. All right, come to the front here, and we're going to open up the doors. And I just realized I forgot to show you the opening doors. It is part of the transformation, but there you go. You can't open his doors. I guess you could put a little guy in there if you had one small enough to fit. I don't know if Newage has made a little spiker, a spark plug, but you could put them in there. But really nice feature. But you need that for the transformation anyways, so go ahead and open this panel all the way up. Take these windows, fold those down, and just leave that like that for now. Pull this grill piece forward. Take the arms, those are going to fold out and back and out of the way so you have some room. They are pegged in, so they're actually pegging in right here on the inside, just for reference. Close the panels here on the forearms to make up the forearms. It is really amazing how similar this is in some ways to P44. But let's see, fold this down. This is actually going to go this way anyway, so open up the head panel here. There we go. And then you can put this panel back in. And you put this panel back down. Before you put this down, you're going to take these, fold these out, rotate these 180 degrees, and that's going to end up making his backpack. So it should look something like that before you're putting it back on. All right, go ahead and take the arm panels here. These are going to rotate to the front. And that's very similar to the transformation we had for Octavian, the core bot for Magnus. So there are some similarities, but it's not exactly the same. All right, now we can take care of these panels. So this is going to fold down and inwards and store underneath here. Fold these panels inwards. It's easiest if you do it in that sequence, otherwise things start colliding, so you do want to do it in that sequence. All right, next we'll take care of this front panel here. So fold this back on the metal bar there. It'll give you enough room to rotate this around, rotate this upwards, and that's going to make the front of the chest. And a lot of people have commented, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But now fold this back down and rotate the ab piece so it's facing the front. Same on this side, rotate the ab piece so it's facing the front. Now you do have to have this metal bar kind of collapsed, otherwise this won't go in. All right, so get these folded inwards, and that's going to make his abs. So there you go. Go ahead and collapse his ab crunch. Very nice tight tolerances there. Bring the arms down. Come to the back pay here. If it's messed up, just straighten it up. It should look like that. Fold that down. It just fits perfectly and covers all of that backpack. Take the head, fold that up. Go ahead and rotate the arms that way and then the hands that way. So you can have them oriented correctly for articulation. But look at this guy. So it is painted, so all the red, the yellow here, right on the arms, and then the legs is all painted surfaces, at least as far as I can tell. Here's the back. He does have a backpack, just like MP44. Really, really beautiful looking Optimus. Of course, he can use some of his accessories. So you do get a Energon axe, really nice, translucent. Go ahead and take the fist, take that off. You can also put his gun in this hand, and there you go, he can be shooting. Now, if you prefer, he comes with some alternate hands, so you get these two jazz hands here. They do have a joint here at the bottom, so you can move it up and down. So let's get one of those in so you can see what that looks like. So this allows him to have this articulation there, which is nice. For a pointing hand, there you go. He can be leading the Autobots into battle. Just great. So let's go over David's articulation. He does have quite a bit. The head is on a ball joint. It gets you all the way up. If you lift up the neck a little bit, you can get a little bit more down. But it does get plenty of down on its own. So you can really kind of get this in any direction you need it. And of course, a little bit of side to side as well. You have a rotation at the shoulder all the way around. It goes up to there. There is a butterfly joint here. It's just a very limited butterfly joint because of the way it's designed. It doesn't get much out of that. You have a rotation at the elbow. You have a joint here and here, so you can get some extra movement out of that, mainly for transformation, but it does, you can utilize it if you need to get a pose out of him, like opening the chest or whatever. 90-degree bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist. If you have this hand on, you also get a in and out movement on the wrist. And I didn't show you this, so let's take a look. Here's his chest. It does open up. There is the matrix. The matrix is removable. Oh, that's very tight in there. There's the matrix painted with gold and blue. Beautifully done. I don't know if you count that as articulation, but ab crunch is huge, so you get all the way down to there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation on this. So one is this one right here. One is this one right here. Another one right there. Another one in there, and then a rotation. So you get the waist rotation and the ab crunch, and just basically any possible direction, just like MP44, you can just get his abs really going however you like. The hip skirts, all the way around. Legs rotate up to there. Everything's friction on this guy. There are no ratchets. These Legends don't tend to need the ratchets because they're so light. Back to there, out to the side, full movement. The leg goes up to here normally, but if you move this third, or I guess sixth joint here, you can get the leg all the way up to there. I mean, he just can do anything really at the waist and at the hip joints. So lots and lots of movement on those. I haven't had any issues with paint on this, but there is this separate joint here. So that's nicely done. All right, continuing on, you have a rotation at the thigh. You have a double jointed knee, gets you the full bend, and you have the little automorphing knee there. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. I love that. You have the ankle tilt all the way out to there, back to there, down, up. Just what do you want? What do you want from this thing? And for some size comparison, there is David next to MP44 Optimus Prime and the Core Class Optimus from Hasbro. These guys really do look good together. I actually kind of like this even better because it doesn't have the complicated, problematic knees of MP44. But really, just an amazing looking comparison here. Now I have the silver-thighed version. This is a KO, so it's got the silver thighs. But there you go. Really, really, really cool. So final thoughts on the Newage David. Let's start with the positives. The paint looks amazing. Everything about the paint, the red, the silver, the gray, the blues, the yellow accents here, the chrome paint on here, the face, which I don't know if I ever got in close, but it's perfectly done. I mean, everything on this guy is just beautiful. All the accessories are great. The gun and the traditional Matrix gun and axe are great. The trailer, which I wasn't expecting to be great, is really great. It's got multiple features which I never thought it would have. I figured it would have these little fold-down pieces, but I never thought it would have the storage bin or the drone vehicle where you take this off and you combine that with the inner drone, and then that has its own little accessories. It's got the opening canopy. This was really a knockout trailer. I didn't think it was going to have all that, so I was very, very impressed by that. Negatives wise, the elbow rotation here only goes to 90 degrees. A little bit limited. I'm not sure why they kept it to 90 degrees. It probably could have gone further than 90, but there is that limitation. And of course the hands aren't articulated, but at this scale, it's impossible to make them articulate without having them fall apart. So I'm not going to fault them for that. The only other thing, and this is probably a bigger gripe, is the double chest. It is a little bit unsightly, especially from certain angles. It looks kind of ugly because it's a little bit thick. I will tell you, though, in hand, it looks really good. In pictures and video, it does kind of stand out. But I'll tell you in person, I just love it. I love the way it looks. It's a great Optimus. As far as Legend Scale Optimus goes, this is the best Legend Scale Optimus ever made. I would even argue maybe even better than some of the Masterpiece Optimuses that are made. But of course, this is not competing with that because of the scale. So thanks to G. Tony for sending this to me. I did buy this from him because I loved it so much that I wanted it. So I did buy this for my own collection. But you can pick this up from Toy Dojo in the link below. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.